Yo, yo, yo. We back, baby. What it is. I was going to take the day off today, man. Chill out, play the game with the kids, all that type of shit. But this story, man, caught my eye. Shit. This story right here is wild. And you're going to have to watch this video from start to finish because it's going to be very informative. Very informative video. Because a mother just lost her life to a child. 10 years old. And I'm going to play a news clip for y'all, right? But then I'm going to go into some articles detailing, more specific of what was going on with this child. Yeah, man? So I appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with Keep It G Blog, man. This is Keep It G News. Straight up. When I'm talking about rap, I'm blogging. It's Keep It G Blogger. And when I'm talking about news, it's Keep It G News. Yeah, man? I think that's how we rocking. You already know I'm your favorite blogger's favorite blogger. Yeah, man? But, yeah, man, woman lost her life to a child, man. Imagine that. 10 years old at that. Yeah, man? Baby for real. Elementary school age. This shit is insane, yo. But I noticed something from reading this article. And I'm explaining it to y'all after the article is finished. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. Let's go to Milwaukee.
Disturbing new details. A 10-year-old boy charged with killing his own mother.
Police say he told investigators he pulled the trigger because he was mad she wouldn't let him buy something online. Let's get right to Steve Shamraz, anchoring our coverage live in Wauwatosa tonight from the Juvenile Justice Center. That's where the young accused shooter is in custody, Steve.
Yeah, Katie, the alleged killer here, again, only 10 years old, but facing homicide charges in adult court. That child is being held here at the Juvenile Justice Center, where he's awaiting an appearance next week before a judge. We're going to bring my colleague Uba Ali in now. And Uba, you have been going through the details of what happened in some of the court documents in this case today.
Yeah, Steve, and the details are very alarming. The complaint describes the very moment that child went into his mother's gun lock box and decided to take the gun out.
It's still a surprise when there's a shooting around Judy's quiet neighborhood.
Steve Frisch has lived near 87th and Hemlock for more than 2 decades. His quiet neighborhood was shaken up last week after police say a 10-year-old boy killed his mother. Frisch described the family as average.
He just asked me how I'm doing and stuff like that.
According to a criminal complaint, the boy originally told police he accidentally shot his mom when he was twirling the gun, but the next day the family called police with serious concerns. They say the boy told his aunt he was actually aiming the gun at his mother. According to detectives, the boy said he got the gun because he was mad at his mom for waking him up at 6 in the morning and that she would not allow him to order a virtual reality headset from Amazon. Police say the boy told them he got the gun by taking his mom's keys to the gun safe. He says he took up a shooting stance and that he wanted to shoot the wall to scare her, but she walked in front of him. Family told the police the boy had, quote, rage issues all his life, and at 4 years old picked up a puppy by its tail and swung it around until it whined in pain. The criminal complaint states that 6 months ago, the 10-year-old filled a balloon with flammable liquid and set it on fire, which caused a sectional and carpet in their home to catch fire. A sibling told police the 10-year-old was meeting with a therapist who gave him a concerning diagnosis that led his mother to place cameras inside their home. The cameras were unplugged 2 weeks ago. A family member told police, quote, they felt bad for not stepping in earlier because they knew that eventually something bad was going to happen. This morning, we asked Mayor Kevlar Johnson about the charges the 10-year-old is facing.
Anytime there's violence that happens in Milwaukee, whether it's committed by somebody who's 10 years old or much older than that, that gives me pause. I don't want to see anybody hurt or lose their lives in the city. In this particular case, I don't have the details just yet. This is something that is just coming to my attention just this morning.
Now, a cash bond of $50,000 was set for the 10-year-old who will remain at this Justice Juvenile Facility, Steve. And according to detectives, that 10-year-old did admit to them that he knew a gun could kill. That 10-year-old is now being charged, like you said, as an adult with first-degree reckless homicide.
So much going on with that young boy in that home. Ruba Ali, thanks for walking.
That looked like to me like that's a very troubled child, man. And it also looks like this woman was a prisoner in her own home. She probably was scared to sleep at night. Seriously. Probably was scared to sleep at night. But as women, you know, they do what they can do. You feel me? And people might not like to hear this, but I gotta be real. Women are not really fully equipped to handle these type of situations, especially in the times that we living in now. You know, where you really can't chastise your child. You know? And they act out of emotions. They fuss and yell, but that's not how you get through to a child like this. You know what I'm saying? So, that was just the preliminary. You know, that was just scratching the surface of what was going on with this child. Like I said, we're gonna really dive into it. Because it's more than this. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. And they talked about it. Just a little bit. But this article I'm ready to read to y'all gonna give you a more accurate depiction on what was going on in that house at the time. Listen to this. The boy initially told officers he got the gun from his mother's bedroom and went to the basement where his mother was doing laundry. He said he was twirling the gun around his fingers when it fired. The boy told his 26-year-old sister who called 911. Police allowed him to stay with his family because of his age. The original news release from Milwaukee police indicated the fatal shooting was caused by a child playing with a gun. It also stated no arrests had been made and prosecutors will review the case. A day later, relatives called the police with their concerns. When the boy's aunt arrived to pick him up from the house, she asked him where the house keys were. The boy grabbed the keys and said he had hidden them from his mother. The set of keys contained one that opened the lockbox where the boy's mother stored a handgun. When his aunts questioned him about the shooting, the boy said he pointed the gun at his mom, who then said to him, "Why do you have that? Put that down." The boy never cried or showed remorse about his mother's death, his aunt and his sisters told police. The two also had learned that the boy had logged on to his mother's Amazon account and ordered an Oculus virtual reality headset on November 22nd, the morning after she died. That same morning, the boy physically attacked his 7-year-old cousin and had to be pulled off the child. His aunt then drove the boy to his grandmother's house to meet with the child's welfare workers. When they arrived, the boy's grandmother was crying. "I'm really sorry what happened. I'm sorry for killing my mom," the boy said without empathy or compassion, according to his aunt. All this over an Oculus. And I'm probably sure this is one of them situations where, you know, she probably got that child anything she wanted. Anything he wanted. But he couldn't take no, just like most kids nowadays. They can't accept no because they kind of, you know, we coddle our children because a lot of us grew up rough. So we grew up with the intentions on making sure our kids had better, which is cool, but it's a fine line. It's a fine line, man. And once you start seeing your kids act differently, that's when it's time to wheel it back in. You feel me? But this was a single mother. And as you can hear in this video, the article I just read, after he did this to his mother, he fought his cousin the next day, 7 years old, lower cousin. But like I say, man, this child had deep-rooted issues and behavior problems. A lot more than was just mentioned in that first video. Listen to this. The boy had a history of unsettling behavior, his family told police. The criminal complaint included the following accounts from his family. When the boy was 4, he swung the family puppy by the tail until it howled in pain. His mother got rid of the dog because she feared it would defend itself and attack the boy. Throughout his life, relatives said he had rage issues. They also described him as intelligent and manipulative. His mother eventually stopped sharing details about his behavior and no family member would agree to babysit him. 6 months ago, family told police the boy filled a balloon with a flammable liquid and set it on fire in the family's house, causing an explosion that burnt furniture and carpet. When the mother asked why would he do something like that, he said his 2 sisters told him to do it, according to relatives' recollection of the situation. When he was questioned further, the boy said he hears 5 different imaginary people talking to him. 2 sisters, 1 older woman, 1 man, and a second man who the boy described as Maine. After learning these details from the family, Milwaukee police interviewed the boy again. This time, he told detectives he aimed a gun at her and with 2 hands while in a shooting stance. He said he tried shooting the wall to scare her. When she walked in front of him, he shot her, the complaint says. The boy told police he got the gun from a lockbox that morning because his mother woke him up early at 6 a.m. instead of 6:30 a.m. and because she would not allow him to buy something on Amazon he wanted. He told police he understood guns can kill. There's something missing out this whole equation, man. Something very important missing. And I think it might be the key to solving this issue. So you got the aunt, the sister, the mother, the grandmother, all trying to fix this problem with this child, a 10-year-old boy. But there's no man. You don't hear a man mentioned nowhere in this article. Not saying that it wasn't a man, somewhere in the distance. But it wasn't a man in the immediate presence of this child. Because I think that's what was missing. Like I said before, man, women not fully equipped to handle this. Not that. An unruly child. Most women gonna lash out, and that just make the problem worse. You need a man there. But that's what we getting away from. And I'm not saying this as a way to demean this woman. She didn't do nothing wrong. This is on the men. We gotta stop leaving our children and our children mothers to fend for themselves. Straight up. And I ain't talking about just, I get my child on the weekends or I'll stay with my child. No. That ain't good enough. That don't cut it. You got to be in that home 24/7. Because all stats say that if you're not in that home 24/7, your child going to have a whole lot of issues. Suicide rates rise. Incarceration rates rise. Behavior issues rise. And women got to understand that too, because for the most part, I got to be honest. A lot of us men know this. Not all, but a lot of us. But then you got some of our women that feel like, co-parenting is cool. But it is to a certain extent. But if you got a child like this, that's out of control, you don't quite know where it's coming from, a man have to be in that household, man. And it looked like to me from this article, because like I said, that's all I got to go on is this article. It wasn't a man in sight. Not a grandfather, not a cousin, not an uncle, not a, not a father. Man, this shit's sad, man. And it's sad that this family had to endure that. And this on the men. You got a team full of women trying to fix a problem that is really out of their hands. Because the problem wasn't actually really with them. That boy just wanted a father, man. And I'm talking about like a real stand-up father, like hands-on. Like we ain't going for none of that. Ain't nothing that acting out that, nah. We ain't doing that. You better straighten up. Stand up firm, look a man in his eyes. Like, yeah, that type shit. Because I seen an article not too long ago, or a video not too long ago from my city. You had this man saying that they need to lock his son up. Couldn't control him. Now, this wasn't a black man, but still was a man. Like, yo, nah. Yo, we got to fix this, man. We got to fix this problem in our community, man. It's broken. where you got women thinking they don't need men, men thinking they don't need women, but the child is suffering. And I think what happened with this situation is a result of this child suffering. But I could be wrong, man. Man, that's just how it looked like in my eyes. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. Like, where do y'all think this came from? How did this child get like this? What about this child being charged as an adult? I don't like it. I know this child got some problems, but he's still young. He only 10. Sending him to adult prison ain't gonna fix nothing. That's just gonna make it worse. But I would leave him in jail. He was sick. I wouldn't bail him out. And I'm quite sure from judging off the articles I just read and the fear that this family has, like, they wasn't trying to watch the child. I would think that's where he's going to stay. But I would do that. If I was that child's father, you're going to sit in jail. And you're going to learn from this. Long as at least a couple months. Now, I might not keep... If they charge him as an adult, I wouldn't keep him in there to court. No, I wouldn't make him stand there until he go to trial. But you're going to sit in there for a while and think about what you just did. Straight up. But how would y'all handle this? That's what I want to know, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, support the real, man. Like I say, man, this Keep It G News. You feel me? I'm out.